1 second, cut.
Who is Sune? I think who is Sune?
Thank you so much, Kirti.
Hi, how are you doing? Hi guys, welcome back to Journey Teachers. So today we have Chitresh sir with us, who is going to share his experience about being a student, an alumni, and then a faculty as well in Christ University. So I'm very excited to have this conversation with him. Welcome to our channel, sir.
Thank you so much, Kirti. It's my pleasure.
Okay, so where did the journey start? How you would describe your experience being a Christite?
Well, I don't know if you have heard of this saying. We all know though, once a Christite, always a Christite. And as a youngster like you all, I used to be a very rebellious person, saying that can never happen. I cannot be a Christite forever. But over time, yes, as I developed that sense of understanding and maturity, I did realize that Christ is a part of our life. And I still remember the first day when I had got admission to Christ. It was 17th of April 2013, 16th or 17th of April 2013.
Great memory.
Yeah, and I got the email that you have been selected for the program, and my joy knew no bounds. And I still remember before that there was interview, and we had to come to the venue at around 9ish or something. And as soon as we were about to board the car, we got to see that the car's tire is punctured, and me and my father freaked out. And we were like, अब जाएंगे कैसे? अब तो मतलब छूट जाएगा interview. But somehow we managed to walk all the way to the auto stand, catch an auto, and it costed us around 180 on meter. We managed to reach, and I had the interview. So I was interviewed by two of my teachers, Dr. Padma Kumari ma'am. She is a faculty from psychology department, and Dr. Joshua sir. He was associated with Department of English at that time when I was a student. So both of them interviewed me, and one question they asked was, Chitresh, what is your passion? So you would have a passion for, say, writing. Somebody would have a passion for cars. Somebody would have a passion for flight, train, bikes and all. Usually people of my age would be like, I love cars, I love bikes, I love movies, I love sports. Here I was talking, I love trains. And you can guess my state of mind at that time. I was like, gone. Yahi pe gaye. I don't know if I will be getting the admission, but I was like, because I was, as one of my friends said, that I was a bit of an abnormal person because I had a very abnormal passion. But and that was out of fun. We are very good friends, so I don't mind what she says. And she said that, Chitresh, it's great you have a very unique passion. Everybody has a passion. You have that one passion, and that's really wonderful. That's very unique, and that put some, as they say, jaan mein jaan aana. That happened. That put some spirit into me. That I am not worthless. I am worthwhile. And once I got into the course, of course, I got many opportunities. So we all are aware as Christchurch that we have something called certificate courses, which happen Monday to Friday, 4 to 6 p.m. And I had one such certificate course called Globalization, and that was handled by Dr. Gerard Rasendran. He is the Associate Professor of Economics, and I had to give a presentation as part of a CIA in his class, and I gave the impact of FDI on transport sector. Roadways and airways, I had to take some help of whatever I made a note of. Railways or something, I just closed my assignment and I just started. And after that, I did not stop. Well, that's a problem with me. Once I start talking about trains, I don't stop. And people literally have to, beg me to stop. That's how it happens when I start talking about trains. I hope you get to experience that sometime. Jokes apart. So he realized my passion for trains, and he said that, Chitresh, why don't you teach why don't you just come and deliver a lecture in my next certificate course? And that was on colonial economy, of which I have been a part. I took on colonial economy in my next certificate course, because we know that we have to complete minimum 2 certificate courses to be eligible for degree in Christ University, Christ deemed to be university. When I joined as a UG student, it was called Christ University. In my postgraduate, it got to be known as Christ deemed to be university. So I'm talking as a UG student. So at Christ University at that time, and still we have this necessity mandate of completing 2 certificate courses. So I took colonial economy, where I spoke on the colonial history of railways, which was again well appreciated. And since then I have been talking about trains. Now in my final year, we had a subject called ELT, English Language Teaching, which is offered by the Department of English, and that was handled by Dr. Bhavani. Dr. Bhavani ma'am, she was our ELT teacher, and we had an assignment, and we had to do a 100-mark assignment. It was like a full-fledged project, after which we would be made to sit for a viva, and we had to answer questions related to it. So since I couldn't find a internship sort of opportunity as part of the ELT project, so I was made a part of the textbook committee team. So the English textbook that came out in 2016 and which went on till 2019, I was a part of that team which conceptualized all the tasks and was a part of choosing the lessons. And I was given the syllabus. When I joined the first day, I was given the syllabus. And as you know, there is a visual text in English, general English. I got a handout of that copy, and as you know, every 3 years the visual text changes. And at that point of time, the visual text that was chosen was the Great Indian Railways. The reason being that before that I had given a presentation to the dean about railways, and he was so impressed by it that in the meeting it was decided that a documentary on railways be a part of the visual text, and that's how it became a part of the text. And that fulfilled another dream of mine. So I am pretty sure, Kriti, when you see the main auditorium and when you see the students standing at that podium, you too would have that dream that I too want to stand at that podium once and I want to talk. And I too had that dream. So I fulfilled that dream after that, where I got a chance to address 2000 people in the auditorium on railways, and that happened for 3 long years. And then after that, of course, in 2019 I came in. What happened was, that was just after my graduation, after my post graduation. I just saw the form for adjunct faculty. I did not know that adjunct faculty is a part-time faculty. I did not know what's an adjunct faculty or what's a visiting faculty. But एक होता है ना, I was just like, I want to do a job, चलो भर देते हैं. So I filled that form, and I did not hear for quite some time, until one fine day I got a call from Padma Kumar sir that Chitresh, would you like to teach digital writing at Kengeri? Because given that you have a good publication record, you would be able to teach the subject well. So I agreed to it, and at that time I was inducted as an I was inducted as an external trainer, meaning to say I was not an adjunct faculty also, I was an external trainer. So when I went to meet the dean of the Kengeri campus, Dr. Ivan Joseph, initially he mistook me as a student who had come to meet him, only to be later told that I was the one who was referred to him to be speaking, to talk about the course. And he was surprised that being so young, will I be able to teach? But then, of course, I told him about my experience and many other things, and that's where he called in the course coordinator, Dr. Pal Pandyan sir, and he told that he is going to be the faculty. So even the course coordinator took some time to come to terms that I am going to teach the course, because I was really young. I still am young. I am not old. I am still very young. But at that time I was just fresh out of post graduation. So definitely to have a bit of that concern is human.
My next question was actually related to post graduation itself. That how did you get into select your topic for post graduation, and why did you consider CHITRESH as the option for you to study or continue your education?
Okay, so I had a very great experience during my UG. As I told so far, I got a lot of opportunities, and you cannot put that away. you need to accept the fact that Christ has had a big role in it. So I said that why not go in Christ itself. Although there's a confession to make, I had applied at Nalanda University. I'm pretty sure you would be aware, and a lot of your viewers would be aware that it's an international university. It's a central university actually that is based in Rajgir, and I had applied there, and I had even got through. I had qualified the interview round, and I only had to pay my admission fees. But for some reason, I felt that maybe I should be here itself. Maybe spend a little more time in Christ, and I applied here for two subjects: international relations and psychology, HRDM, MSc psychology, HRDM. Ultimately, I got selected for international relations, and then my then HOD, Dr. Venugopal, he is retired now. He is in Kerala now. So he was really supportive. He was yet another very inspirational figure in my life, and of course my other teachers at my PG department too were very instrumental. He supported me a lot. So when I proposed to do a study on high-speed rail and the role of external actors in India's high-speed rail project, there were some concerns that were raised in the meeting because it was a very niche topic, and most of the faculty did not have an exposure to railways as a research topic. So they had their own reservations about it. But along with my guide, Dr. Anurag Tripathi, Dr. Venugopal too, convinced them that it is a very potential topic and we should give Chitresh a chance to work on it. And that's where I got to work on that topic, which was of great interest to me. And I must tell the viewers, later when I uploaded it on public domains, it got to be read by IIT Delhi, IIT Bombay, IIT Kharagpur, IIM Indore, of late IIT Roorkee, some very prestigious institutions. And I even wrote a paper loosely related to my master's thesis with an Egyptian professor, Dr. Mahmood Ali, who is an expert in railways, and it got published in a refereed journal, and it has now been indexed in ProQuest and other journal databases. So now my topic is well known, and I have a H index, which is the measure of the credibility of the researchers' expertise in the particular field. I have an index of 3, which means that I am an expert in that topic. So that's my journey.
Really, really wonderful. That Christ has been very, very, Christ has been the platform for you to explore yourself, your passion, your interest areas. What do you want to continue studying? Where do you want to go ahead in life?
In fact, I was also invited for an interview by C News team. I am pretty sure any Christite watching here would know what C News is, Christ News. And if you are sitting in the gourmet, you get to see once in a while the highlights of C News. So I was invited by the C News team to give an interview on my passion for railways. You can find that on YouTube, the link of which I will be sharing with you so that your viewers can watch it as well. So that too was highlighted in the gourmet, where my friend saw and she shared the photos with me, and I was so surprised that it was being played in the Christ gourmet. But to my surprise, what happened was I was standing next to a student who was watching the very same interview. You won't believe, he just looked at my face, he wiped his face after having his food, and he moved away. And he didn't even say, "Aren't you the guy who was right now on TV?" And I was so shocked. I was like, "What? You just now watched my interview and you're not even shaking hands with me." But anyways, that was a very funny part. Even now when I remember that, I die laughing, remembering how he just looked. He gave a blank look, like. And then he is like, okay, fine. He is no one types. So, that was another very big platform where I got highlighted, where my interest got highlighted. So, yeah, even today, as I must say, and I think I've shared this with you before, if you go to any teacher, if you ask, do you know Chitresh who likes trains, they will immediately recognize that you are referring to me.
That's really, really wonderful, and you have got the opportunity to make many connections in the university for sure. So my next question would be pertaining to that, like you are doing a PhD as well, so you would want to talk more about it.
Yeah, so my PhD, that is doctorate in philosophy, it's an intensive research. It will span up to 2025. It's on governance in high-speed railway. It's a case study of India's Mumbai-Ahmedabad high-speed rail corridor project. So I am looking at the socio-economic impact, socio-economic, political and policy impact of the Mumbai-Ahmedabad high-speed rail corridor project. and what will be its future implication for India's future high-speed rail projects. Since the project is in progress, so I will not be divulging a lot of details, but the day it is complete, I am definitely going to share it with the viewers and you as well.
Definitely makes sense. So, and what has been your experience as a faculty with Christ University? We want to cover that, especially what are you teaching in the media studies department or that?
So as I said, I started as an external trainer, and later I got appointed as an adjunct faculty. My first subject that I taught was popular culture, means formally, like I was within the entire process of it. So I taught popular culture to the postgraduate students, and because my performance was well and the results had come out really good, I got chance to teach journalistic writing in the NCR campus of Christ University. I also taught media skills. I have taught community journalism. I have taught photography. I have taught digital media production. These have been some of my subjects that I have been taught that I have taught so far to my students, and in all the subjects there have been excellent results. Students have been able to learn a lot. They have got a lot of takeaways from it, and of course, as you know, in between I had joined full time as a CAPS mentor. So I was handling the CGQC, I was handling research team, I was handling the one-on-one peer training team. So this was another very good experience. But of course, I realized that my true passion lies in that formal teaching within the classroom, interacting with students. That's where I went back to my old role as an adjunct faculty, and it's been a thrilling experience. But also the fact that I also sometimes act like an alumni, I act like a student. So sometimes people confuse me whether I'm a faculty or whether I am an alumni or whether I'm a student until they see this tag that you see here. Until they see this, they don't realize that I'm a faculty. So with Christ, it's been an amazing roller coaster ride. Yes, there have been ups and downs, but it's a part of life. So you cannot be pessimistic about things, you cannot be too optimistic about things. Optimism and pessimism are part of the journey. So Christ has been the nurturing ground, as we rightly call it, and it has been that place where I have got to know my potential and where people know me for my research interest. In fact, just before we reach to the end of this, I just want to tell that in my postgraduate, my HOD would often say that when his colleagues meet him and they ask him about me, they don't ask how is Chitresh. They would ask what is the next railway project that Chitresh is doing. So that's how I have made a niche for myself. That's how people know me, and I'm proud of it. And I'm proud that I get a chance to be that student. I get a chance to be that teacher. I get a chance to be that mentor that I always dreamt of since my childhood. And meeting with enthusiastic students like yourself, I think Christ is a journey in itself. And in the alumni meet, as I said once, that Christ is not just a university, it's not just a college. Christ is an emotion. Perhaps you might not resonate with me at the moment, but towards the end, you will definitely resonate with what I have said just now.
Definitely, I think this is a great conclusion to our video, wherein when you started with once a tri-site, always a tri-site. So thank you so much for coming here, sharing your experiences, and thank you so much. It was really inspiring and insightful.
Thank you so much, Kriti. It was great interacting with you, and as I said, it was great being that student type. It was lovely having this informal conversation. Wishing you the best for your future ventures, and I shall definitely share all the important links so that your viewers too can have a glimpse of it.
Definitely. Thank you so much.